Ty. This is Tyvian. We've spoken about Ty a good few times on the podcast.
Well, yeah, in relation to Kimmy, our last guest.
Yeah, so Kim, this is the boyfriend. Kimmy's boyfriend.
So now we have two perspectives.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is so good.
So good.
Like, so what do you think when Kim said this?
Oh my god! I listened to her podcast, but yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. I edited that out. I got nervous.
Keep ready. Here we go. Keep that in. Keep that in. How long have you guys been together for? Was it 8 years?
8 years, 9 years.
Oh my god.
Couple goals.
That is mad.
It is so healthy though,
It's
but
so
I'm just
healthy.
so codependent and attached.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Yeah.
and I feel like after every breakup I'm like, I think actually I am independent, I'd be great. And then as soon as I fall back in love again, I'm like, wait a second, you don't want to spend every second with me.
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
What's going on right now? So you don't love me. That's what's going on.
Well,
I'm the exact same.
That's the thing, because I've only had like one real relationship, so I don't know what it's like
Oh yeah.
to have, like, from you, what you were saying there, like you going in and out of relationships, you have to like build that trust again. You have to like, you meet someone new, and then as I said, you have to build the trust again, and then if you break up, like you have to do that over and over again. So like, obviously with different people, they'll be like, it's different. So like for me with Kim, it's just been, that's always been that way.
You know, when you've lived together before for like small periods of time,
That's
like in
also,
Berlin.
yeah,
So is
I was
it?
also gonna say, sorry, go for it.
So has it been easy, do you think, or do you think it's hard then to spend so much time together?
No, I think, because I remember when she was talking about it, we've never lived together, and I thought that was such a good point. We've only lived together for like short periods of time, like for like summer, but like when we lived together, we weren't working or anything. Do you know what I mean? Like it was fun. Like we were in Canada together.
Yeah.
And we'd never like lived together and worked together. So like we were never like on top of each other's space, if that makes sense. It was very like, we're just here on holidays having fun, and we're living together for like 2 or 3 months. So I feel like I wouldn't like to live with her now if we had a gaff that was like,
Oh, stinky Kim!
Yeah.
Get away from me!
like, I wouldn't like to live together if we had a gaff that was like, we didn't have enough space to do our own thing. Like if it was just like a 1-bedroom house or whatever, and there was no space like for me to like do music, whatever, or her to do yoga, and if we were on top of each other, I think we'd kill each other. Like I don't think. Yeah,
it's not good for any relationship. A
No.
1-bed apartment is just like
or even with anyone, you need your space as a person to be able to do what you want. You know?
Yeah. 1-bedroom apartments are definitely a no.
Oh my god!
I've lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. You've lived in a 1-bedroom apartment.
It's like this is the beginning of our demise.
Yeah, and it's like you are on top of each other constantly.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys.
Your fucking demise.
Yeah.
Mamma mia.
Yeah.
Pizzeria.
Mamma mia.
But with the baby, are you joking? With the
fucking child. Oh my god, the child will be out the window.
Jesse with twins. Jesse was in a 1-bed with fucking twins.
Oh
Like,
my God.
but guys, the cost of living now and having to split your rent, I feel like half of that, a lot of couples do end up moving in together in major cities if they have nowhere else to go, and then it's hard for then your relationship.
Yeah. I see what you mean as well, but also then it's kind of like, if we're saying this, then there is going to come a time where you guys are going to move in together.
Yeah,
so it's
true.
Are you always going to feel like that, or do you think it's just like in your 20s that you're feeling this way of like, oh, if we lived together we'd be killing each other?
I think it would have to depend so much on the environment of where we were living and what we were doing. Like we'd have to have some sort of like obviously I'd love to live with her if we both had our own space. We both like working, obviously, because if we weren't, I think even if I was with anyone, I think we'd just like kill each other, or not kill each other, but you know what I mean. Like you need your space. You need to have your like alone time for you to do what you want to do, and especially because me and Kim are very like, we have our certain things that we like doing and like doing alone. If we were to live together, we'd have to have the space, or else I think, as you said, it's like the start of your demise if you don't have. But like obviously, like she lives with her mum in her gaff, and I live in my own Rathmines. But like if say for example, if we live together in my house in Rathmines,
oh god,
like, fuck that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like sharing that room, it's like, what would you be doing? And like, if I work from home, the days then I'd be working from home and coming back, and then we're just in that room all the time. It'd be like, fuck this, you know.
A lot of couples do that though. A lot of couples like are so desperate to find somewhere to live, so they'll like force themselves into like a 1-bedroom shared house.
Yeah.
Do you know? And then a lot of like, I've noticed and I've seen people put up stories on their Instagram being like, no couples allowed. You know, when people are putting up things,
it's
because
probably too precarious though with couples, because it's like they break up and then the person moves out of the room, they need someone new then again. And also it takes up more space. And what if it's an all-girls house
and stuff like that, like it's basically like doubling the cost if you live.
Oh, here we go. This is agony aunt with Tyvian and Valentine.
No, this is relationship issues about men with a real man.
With a
like, and not us going on. I'm like, maybe he does still love you. No. No, he doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of men I've been with have a habit of sweeping things under the rock. I don't think that's
I think she meant to say rug.
Under the rock.
under the rock.
Patrick Star.
Bikini bottom, like.
Not really talking about how they're feeling, why they're feeling this way. I understand that women can feel this way as well, but I notice it's more with men. Oftentimes this will lead to fights because I get angry with them for not being open and honest with me. I would love to make them more comfortable and understand why they often feel this way and give them a safe space, but I don't know how. Are there any tips for your straight friend that your straight friend could give on how to give them space or be more vulnerable and honest?
That's actually a good question.
That's a very good.
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry, that's a bit deep.
That is a toughie.
That's
Because
a
like
bit
surely
deep.
that just like depends on the person. Like surely you have to know who you're going out with to be able to
get things out of them.
to know what you need to give them or not to give them their space to feel comfortable. Or else like I have no idea. To be honest. Like.
There are just some people who are built open and honest, and then there's some people who aren't.
Yeah, surely you have to know the person to be able to like get into
find
them
the
like
nooks.
that. Exactly.
And if you're just like seeing them, I don't know if this person is saying actual like boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend. A lot of men I've been with have a habit of sweeping things under the rock.
Under the rock.
Under the
rock. I
Under the
love
rock.
that.
Like Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Like.
Yeah. I'd say the wording though is so important because you don't want to feel like someone's attacking you
Exactly,
to force you how to talk about what you're feeling, because that's annoying. It's like your parents interrogating you. You know,
Yeah,
your parents are like,
yeah.
"Are you going out with them?
Yeah.
What are they like? How are you feeling?" And you're just like, "Shut up!"
Yeah,
shut
because
up."
naturally when anyone's like that to you, you're like, oh, fucking go away. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's like,
too
give
much.
me. I want to talk about it in my own time.
Yeah.
So you just have to. Maybe if you're like, how does that make you feel?
Oh.
Is that a
If
good
someone
one?
said that to you, you'd have a panic attack. As in me, not you. If Kim turned around and was like, how does that make you feel? I'd be like, what did you just say?
Okay,
I'd be
never
like,
mind.
oh, no.
Let's take it back.
Mrs. Therapist.
But that could work with other people though. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it just depends. Like,
Ty, what works with you?
what you.
What makes you tick?
What?
What makes you
What
tick?
works for
What
me?
makes you tick?
Oh my god.
Do you find yourself being vulnerable though at any stages of like how you're feeling, or do you just sweep it under the rug?
Yeah, so
the
I
rock?
feel like also it depends on the person, but yeah, there is times definitely where like I kind of like sweeps up under the rock, the fucking rock. Yeah, I don't know. It like obviously depends who you're with, so you can feel more open with and more
Yeah.
vulnerable with. But like, it is obviously so hard to try and get that vulnerability out of someone that isn't naturally like that. So like
Especially like around a group of lads.
around
If
a
you-
group of lads. yeah,
Around
exactly.
a group of lads, it's
Well,
so...
To be fair, like with my friends, like my best friends, like I'd like be able to be as vulnerable as possible with them. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm so lucky. Like my 3-4 best like guy friends, like I could like we're not like weird lads, or not weird lads, but you know what I mean. We're not
You're like lads.
We're not like lads that be like, oh, I'm going to watch the match on the weekend, going root and all that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Sounds a lot like Spencer, does there?
But like it just depends, and it also depends like whatever you're going through at like a certain time, and like if your friends would kind of know, like if you are going through whatever you're going through at a certain time, like with us anyway, like we'd know. Like for example, one of my friends, his parents split up like out of nowhere recently, and we all like knew that he was like obviously having a tough time, so naturally we're like just a lot more like sensitive to him and like with him, which was nice. So yeah, I suppose just back to what I was saying, like it just depends how you know that person, what to be like with them to kind of make them feel more comfortable.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Because like
Totally.
we
This is brilliant.
sorry.
We should get you on more often.
Auntie Agnes or whatever.
Auntie Agnes.
Ask Auntie Agni or whatever. What is it? Agna Aunt?
Agni Aunt.
Agni Aunt.
Aunt Agnes.
Oh, Jesus.
I love that. Okay. Aunt Agnes.
Aunt Agnes.
Aunt
Well, a
Agnes.
huge issue as well, I know from one of my ex-boyfriends who's just like, I literally be like, how does that make you feel? You go, I don't know. Like, genuinely. Sometimes men don't know how to identify their feelings if they're just surrounded by other people who can't identify their feelings, or if they've never been asked that question before. So even maybe if you are annoying them, it's good to like bring it up or to talk about how you're feeling, or go, oh, you must feel so No, it's bad to impose feelings on people as well, being like, you must feel so shit about yourself right now.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
But even just being like, does that make you upset, or, you know, is good for them to actually think about the question and be like,
Yeah.
how does that make me feel? Because he grew up with all brothers, and I suppose now he's like, I think he was very dependent on me as a girlfriend to like be like his therapist, because I
Yeah.
was the only person who he could talk to.
Yeah.
And I think that does happen to a lot of girls.
But do you think because of you were in a girls and bloody days, a boy and
Lovely.
girls school?
Yeah.
Do you think that that's
Oh my
why
God,
you're
surely
so
that
much
helps. That
better?
like even
A
like
mixed school.
for all my
Doesn't-
guy friends, like even like we're all like we all went to the same school, like we're all still best friends.
Yeah.
Literally there, you. And
Can we crack a window? It's
yeah, it's
fogging up.
fucking
I'm
foggy
probably
out.
inhaling CO2
Yeah.
at this stage.
Yeah, hang on.
Wait, don't twist it the full way.
Where is it? It's here. It's here.
windscreen wiper.
Oh,
Stunning.
it's stunning actually.
Oh, off
Bit
she
of a
scoots.
breeze.
It's
Came
stunning.
out of nowhere.
Bit of a breeze. It's actually perfect weather. This is my favourite weather.
I fucking love when it's like fresh.
Yeah,
And
fresh,
sunny.
Crisp.
sunny.
Isn't
It's
it?
perfect.
When you wake up in the morning, you're like, time for a pan of chocolate.
Sorry,
And a
Ty.
coffee. I brought one.
Kim.
I brought two. I brought one for you. We were
she,
fucking late.
She can't. She can't eat it
I
because.
can't have dairy.
Yeah. She
Oh,
had
what?
Yeah.
I don't have
the
dairy.
baby.
No, I'm allergic.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm
Ooh.
allergic.
Yeah. She blows up.
I'm allergic.
Oh.
Yeah, Ty, sorry, listen to just how cute this is. So Kim would tell me what Ty does in the morning because she knows that I'd appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Ty goes to the shop every day.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
I do.
Yeah, you do. Ty goes to the shop every day and gets a pan of chocolate from Centra.
The Central ones are fucking gorgeous. They're honestly unreal. My mum's French, right? And she was like, I was so surprised when I lived here that like she'd go to Central and get like a croissant and she'd be like, they're really good. And I was like, and then she told me that when I was over last time, and I was like, oh, so they are actually like good, because the pan of chocolate there are fucking unreal. I'm not messing. They're so nice. I made one for Kim the other day and we both had them in the morning and she was eating and I was like,
Wait for her
see,
reaction, being like,
see, and she was like, this is so nice. I was like,
It's yummy. He brought two with
Oh,
him.
you need them
the
in
French
the you
goods.
need them in the air fryer.
In the air fryer, yeah.
Oh, yum.
I
They're
did. I put
super
them
yummy.
Sorry, what we were saying was about with you being in a mixed school.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Is I just think that I think the men that come from mixed schools definitely are a bit more open to
Yes.
females
Yeah,
and
surely.
Females.
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 Am I allowed to say that?
Females.
Females.
No, women.
Women. Women and their feelings.
Yeah, surely, because it's not like a surprise when then you're with girls for like a long period of time because you've been in school with them for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Do you know
It,
what I
like
mean?
actually
So you're like a
Desensitize you.
desensitized.
like, it turns women into people,
Yeah.
normal people. Because
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
lads from all boys' schools can be like, oh, because they're just watching porn all the time. Obviously,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
teenagers,
yeah.
and they're like, oh, look at that wet yolk.
Yeah.
Look at that wet yolk over there with the tits. And then
Yeah.
they start speaking, and they're like,
Yeah. Sure. I was in. I
You were
was.
in all girls school, weren't you?
I was in a mixed school. So my school was really weird. So
Was that mixed?
yeah,
I thought it was like proper.
it was
they're
mixed.
separate but mixed.
We were mixed in
Weird.
4th, 5th, and 6th, but we were kept separate in 1st, 2nd,
They're
and
like,
3rd.
you're ready now to,
Yeah.
to reproduce.
It's like in a
Start
cage. You're
mating.
like let them
Literally.
go, let them go.
Yeah,
Run
literally.
around.
So what would happen was like we'd be mixed during lunchtime, but like no one would speak to each other because we're in a different school, but we're on the same pitch and everything. Like we
Oh.
share lunchtime, like we share
Was this in first or third year?
first,
Shared
second,
lunchtime.
yeah, first, second. No, the whole
Shared
school.
lunchtime.
The whole school has lunchtime at the same time.
Yeah.
We used the same sports hall. We did everything, like we used the same classroom sometimes as well, but like we weren't mixed. And then in 4th, 5th, and 6th, they mix you, and like they throw you into a room then, and you're sitting beside a boy that like
But you've probably seen them in
You've seen
eating their
them.
ham sandwich at lunch, like, and you're like, hi.
You're like, I like that one.
You're like, now we're in like
I
maths
like that
together.
one.
Yeah.
literally that's it.
That's so random.
So you're thrown in. You're sitting beside like a guy, and they're so awkward because it's like the anticipation of it being mixed with us. They know everything about you because they're in
You've
your
known them
year.
for 3 years, but not
yeah,
really.
yeah, exactly. So like
That's
they're in
strange.
your year, but they don't talk to you. So then I think it actually like it stops them developing because honest to God,
Stop growing.
because honest to God, imagine being in school with a load of girls and guys, seeing them every day, but like not really. You're not technically allowed to talk to them. You are allowed to talk to them, but like it would be
It'd
weird.
be weird if one of you just went
Yeah.
off on your own. You're like,
If you were sitting on the
And they'd
pitch
probably
with
be
like
like, "Oh,
the
what?"
guys, like
Yeah.
do you know what I
There'd
mean?
be
It's
more
just
of
more.
More of that.
But you know what I mean? It was just weird. So I feel like any person who's been mixed from, because I was in a mixed primary and that was fine.
yeah. So you're used to it from when you're like 4, which
Yeah.
is normal.
Yeah, but I feel like for the guys, it's definitely way more beneficial because they're like growing up around girls and they're growing up around like they're learning about probably periods in the same class as them.
Yeah, without
You
even
know?
really kind of knowing.
Yeah.
Like it just becomes like normalized.
Yeah, do you know?
Yeah,
It
definitely.
becomes normalized. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Fucking periods. My mum and my auntie, like, they're like, I grew up with them, and like I'd known like periods where since I was like literally came out of the womb. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like so normal. My mum
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh, my fucking period cramps," and she'd be like, she used to get them like really bad. Like,
Yeah, you were
really,
saying
really
you're
bad.
really
like,
good with period stuff. Like you're very like
or it's just because I'm not good with it. I just like it's not like it's like normal.
it's normal.
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like it's not
yeah.
like it's not weird. And, like meeting people, they'd be like, or like having a conversation, and then periods come up and be like, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting," and you're like,
Yeah, you're like okay.
"Is it?" I'm like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I go into the toilet like pee, and there'd be like a big bloody tampon in the thing or whatever, or not bloody. You can't put tampons in the toilet, can you?
I do.
Or like,
Uh-oh, don't tell my
or like,
stepmom.
or
Uh-oh,
like
back to the
pads.
pipes.
Like I'd go and be peeing, there'd just be like blood everywhere in the toilet from like a thing, and I'd just be like, whatever.
It's normal, yeah.
Ma's in
Well,
the period.
anytime you talk to a man, maybe he doesn't have sisters, the periods they always talk about in relation to whether they would have sex on someone's period or not. Genuinely.
Wait,
It's
what?
if
Say that
periods
again.
If
Say that
periods
again.
come up in a conversation with like I've heard this a few times with the straight male who's never really around girls that often. They're like, "Oh, would you have sex with them on their period or not? It's not worth it. You have to put a towel down and all, you know, like bit of a mess."
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh God.
What is wrong with you?
That is actually so true.
Isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
so true.
Isn't it? It's like, oh, period, yeah. Oh, yeah, sex on period. I'm a real man. It's like, what? No one was asking you to.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. I've been with my boyfriend for over a year, but sometimes he takes hours to respond to my texts. I just moved to Dublin for college. I just moved.
Oh, no.
This is going downhill.
I just moved to Dublin for college, and he's still at home, so we only get to properly talk on the weekends. I'm a chronic overthinker, and my brain spirals every time he takes too long to reply to my texts. Me. I don't know how to bring this up without nagging.
Oh, can I just check
no.
if it's recording?
Oh
Just in
yeah,
case.
I actually had that fear as well. Are you a texter?
Me and Kim like hate texting each other.
Oh.
Actually, not hate texting each other. We talk all the time, but it's like
Silly.
fucking emojis, not like probably like you and her as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like a chicken emoji and stuff. It's like
Like
it's not. It's not real. Like yeah, the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
monkey, like
Yeah.
whatever, and all that stuff.
yeah,
And,
like saying hey super dummy.
hey super dubby, all that. Like
Yeah.
it's not like, but like that's it. But like even like me and Kim didn't break. We broke up for like a year, and then like I was probably like seeing like 2 people ish. Kind of, but like we'd be texting, and I fucking hated it. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Fuck this!" Like, it was you don't have enough stuff to talk about during the day that like I don't really care about. Like, it's such
Yeah.
a fucking like unless you're like texting every day, like the way, like it's silly. Like with your best friends, you're just like you're not
Yeah.
really saying anything. That's when you're still in contact, which is like nice. You could just, and if you don't talk for like I don't know, like a day, and then you go back texting just like with stupid emojis or whatever, that's nice. But in this case, with your one, what did she say? She said
he's
It
still
takes taking him hours to reply.
and he's still back home, and she's up in Dublin now.
so they don't live together, or they don't live in the same
No.
country, and she's only back on the
County, I
weekend,
don't
They
think-
don't live in the same county.
County.
and they've been going out for a year. Jeez, yeah, I don't know. Like
That's a bit like.
that's a bit of a like.
I feel though. I just feel like sometimes texting isn't people's thing.
Exactly, it depends what
Yeah.
they're like with each other. It like if she's paro about him
Have
not
they always
replying.
been like this?
I wonder
Yeah.
what they're like together.
She should have given us more info.
Yeah.
Needed more info.
Yeah, we needed more info for
Um,
that one.
But he's probably, I can say from his perspective, he's probably feeling left out if she's in Dublin and he's trying to give you space, maybe. Or he's trying to distract himself because you're in a new county, experiencing new things, like meeting new people. He's probably in his head. If we're both overthinkers, he's like, she's going to be having sex with other people now, going to parties and stuff. Because I
Yeah.
would be, if you're in that position, you're still in your own hometown and your girlfriend's gone off to Dublin.
Yeah.
You know, to college. Like you're having.
Yeah, especially the difference from the country to like Dublin. There's obviously probably like a lot
Yeah.
more going on if
More
you're from
people.
the country. Yeah, Jesus. No, it depends what they're like with each other.
Yeah.
Like if she's being paro of him taking ages to text
You
back.
shouldn't be paranoid after a year with someone. You should
No.
be.
Yeah.
But sometimes girls have an intuition where something feels off, even though you
Yeah.
might not know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, to be honest, like, I'm more on the overthinker side, so, like, sometimes those thoughts just, like, happen, and you're overthinking. Do you want to hear what I was, like, freaking out about the other day with Ryan? So I asked him, could I use his computer, and because I needed to do something
Oh
for
yeah,
the
you know, right, dude.
for the revenue.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't own a computer, guys. I don't have one, and my family don't have one either. So I was like, hey, can I use your computer, blah blah. And he was like, oh yeah, so like I'm actually going there, blah blah blah. But I didn't want him to feel under pressure for me to use his computer, because like,
You don't want to push too hard.
I didn't want to push too hard. So I was like, actually, don't worry about it. Like, my uncle's gonna do it for me. And then, oh yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't want you to think that I'm like using you just for your computer. Like, I obviously want to see
Because we
you.
were like, what the fuck?
I was like, I swear I'm not just using you
Imagine
for
he was
your
like,
computer.
Thank God you cleared that up.
He's like, she's only using me for my laptop.
Yeah.
I know it.
For my computer. Like the big like box things. That's what I picture you just saying that. Like what are they called? The monitors. The screen.
And he was like, he literally just replied, you're gas. Because I was like, I swear I'm not using you just for your computer. Like, I'd love to see you, but like, I might just see you tomorrow. Is that okay?
That's
But, like,
proper overthinking.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
overthinker.
Proper, like,
Overthinker. So like the poor
proper,
thing. Oh.
Oh.
I've been with my partner 4 years and I'm 32, he's 35. We're very in love, happy together. I've realised I want kids in the next couple of years. He thinks he doesn't, but even if he did, I'm not sure we'd have the same views around parenting. He's resistant to couple therapy and we are seeing our own therapist. We've never lived together, but we both love living on our own so much.
Sounds like a question for the sugar mama over here. If they're talking about kids, like
Sugar mama is thinking. My brain is going. He loves living. Blah, blah. He also wants to move to the country soon, which I want to in a couple of years. Which I want to in a couple of years, but I love my job too much to leave right now. I'm feeling very confused. This is very
that's
Dr.
very
Phil.
confused.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not ready to leave your career, you're definitely not ready to have children, because I think people underestimate how much it stops you from being productive.
Yeah.
Because if you're not sleeping and going to work, your brain's not working at the same capacity. And that's not to undermine women who have children that are in work, if you're sleep training and all that shite, but when you have a child, you do need to take a career break, sort of, and you're coming back and you're catching up then with everyone else.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, if you're loving your job at the moment, definitely stay with that for a good while before you have kids. But if you're thinking about them and he's not sure, it's also not your responsibility to convince someone else to have children. And you can't force someone to have kids just because they love you in a relationship, like, because then he might resent you in a few years, he might resent the children. Like, you should be having kids with someone who really wants them, because that's harmful to the children. Well, you're never going to have, I will say, couples usually don't have the same parenting style. I don't know any parents that parent exactly the same way. It's like impossible to find people like that. I wouldn't worry about the different parenting styles, but you can't force someone or convince someone to want to have kids. Actually, no, because I've slayed my past career year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait a second.
Wait a
I won an award. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait a sec. I actually retract that statement.
Yeah.
But I feel like with more conventional jobs where you can't work from home, or you're not freelance, or you're not working for yourself, it's difficult then to get back into the workspace if you have to spend time away from your children and
Yeah, so
childcare
it's
and all
not
that.
your schedule either.
Yeah.
If we're not working for yourself, which most people don't. Like you're
Yeah.
working for someone else. If you have a child, like, Mamma mia! Oh my God, I can't even think about having a kid. Like, and I'm not
you wanna
even the
have
one
kids?
that doesn't need. I don't need to push the baby outside of my vagina. Like,
do you want kids?
yeah, I'd love to have little monkeys. Like,
monkey.
I'd love to have a little mini tie. Like,
Yeah,
imagine.
a
Like,
mini-
go on there, you get over. But not for a while. Oh my God, geez, not for a while. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
things I want to do before having a kid. You have a kid, it's like obviously not game over, but like your whole life is like dedicated to them for a good while.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Me preaching to the choir over here, like
Mama bear over here.
sugar mama over here.
Oh, just a question about your career, Ty, because obviously you DJ. So do you want to be DJing for the rest of your life, or
Producing.
Producing.
I'd rather like make music for the rest of my life and have like a job like revolved around like making music. Like that's I love DJing. It's so much fun. And realistically, that's what like you get more money from. But until you get to a certain level, like obviously you can get paid so much for being a producer, and like it depends what label you're on and what deals you have and stuff. But like DJing is gonna pay the bills like in the short term. If you're doing that, I love DJing. It's so much fun, so much fun. But like producing music is something like I properly love doing. Do you know what I mean? Like I love doing. Like I'd go on Ableton for like the whole day, and I would like blink, and it'd be like 10 hours later, 12 hours later. I just like completely get like completely lost in it. I'm just doing it, and then I'm like, oh my god, fuck, I've been doing that for like 3 hours. It's mad. It's like the only thing ever that like shuts me up. Like,
really?
Yeah, like I'd be like so invested in it and like only think about that and like get like completely lost in it. Like there's nothing else that could even come close to
so
that.
nice to have a
It's
passion.
so nice. Yeah, it's so nice to do that. Like even
so
on the
nice.
weekend, like on a Saturday, I wake up and then I'm like, yes, I can just fucking go on Ableton like all day, and you just do that all day. It's just so
that's
nice.
so
And
nice.
That's
It's
like
just-
Cora on her iPad.
then, yeah.
Because she wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, and I go, "Why do you wake up so early? Do you not want to go back and snooze?" She goes, "No, because then I can watch more TV."
Oh.
Get the YouTube like
Really?
this.
You're gonna be remember your,
Zombie.
yeah, your parents would be like, you'll be getting square eyes now if you watch the TV.
Yeah. Ty, I feel like you'll have a lot to say about
Oh, I
this.
can't wait.
Oh.
My boyfriend loves his mum.
Oh.
Oh,
Not that it's a bad thing per se, but I'm wondering how it could affect our relationship, and if he'll be putting her first place forever.
Like I wonder how like
how
deep
much
it
does
goes.
he love her?
It's like how much of, yeah, exactly. I wonder if they still live together. I wonder how much he goes over if they don't live together. And I wonder like
How much he loves his mammy.
I hope it's not the case where he's like a weird, like, you know the way some lads want their mums, or like they want their girlfriends and their mums in a way where they like the
Do the
girlfriends
same
will like
thing.
do everything for them, like their laundry and their
Oh,
like
yeah.
cook for them and all that shit. And like because obviously if they've grown up like that from their mum doing that to them, then it's like
Yeah.
don't even realize it, but like they'd be looking for that in a girl, in a
Yeah.
woman, because they want that same kind of like, okay, that's the heebie-jeebies, like,
Yeah.
freaks me out. I'm like, fuck
No,
it
that
out.
is so nice. The bar is on the floor, but like, that's so nice to hear you say that.
What does the bars on the floor mean?
bar means
Our
like
standards are
this-
so low.
Our standards are so low that like you'd be surprised that some guys just expect that.
Yeah, it's because they've grown
Yeah.
up like that. Like
They've been
Well, no, but it is also like deeply ingrained misogyny, where a lot of men just think that
it's like
that's
an
the
Irish
norm.
thing as well.
Yeah, when
my
they're-
mum would be like, "Fucking Irish men want like to be married to their mum." Like she'd always
Yeah.
say that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm like-
in Irish, UK, and American culture, I feel like it's so dads are real passive, and they're just like, let's watch the telly together.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
not really involved
They
in their
don't like
kids'
talk
lives.
about like feelings or anything
No
like that.
feelings, or they'll just pay the bills, and they're like, but I'm, providing financially for you. Is that not enough? I don't need to talk to you, do I?
Yeah.
But yeah, it probably trickles down into then our relationships where guys are like, wait, you didn't do the food shop? Like, what do you expect me to do about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
that's
Oof.
fuck that.
Yeah,
like
no
fuck
way.
that.
So I've
Christ.
never been with a guy who's like hands on a bit with housework or anything. It's always been me doing
Oh,
it.
really?
Literally never.
Yeah, because it's like kind
Neither
of like
have I,
what-
except for Ryan.
what-
he
like
does
normal.
everything now,
I always
which
have
is
to
so
I always have-
refreshing.
I always have to beg, which is so degrading to be.
Yeah, because you shouldn't feel like it. Like if you want to come home and the house is dirty, you're like, what, it's not.
But
fucking
also,
up to
I'm a
me to
working
clean it.
woman.
Yeah.
I would, I'm the breadwinner in most circumstances. So it's like, if this is going to be traditional, then you should be fucking picking up after me. Do you know,
Yeah,
it can't be
yeah,
the other way
exactly.
around. I haven't found, but maybe that's just because I attract people like that. I don't know.
I
Where
feel
they're
like
like mammy.
where
Well-
we love to. I feel like Irish like women love to mammy men. I definitely.
Well, it's
used
just
to.
so common for most, like, well, I don't know about in other countries. Just from my mum saying, like, it's so common for Irish men to grow up with their mums be doing everything for them. You know what I mean? So like naturally, that's just like almost what they expect. But then again,
Yeah.
like that's so like it completely depends on the person. Like it depends like it depends on your upbringing for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
that's
my
so
dad was
subjective.
so domesticated.
Yeah.
He would cook all the dinners, and like I never saw my mum cook at all, and she'd be
Really,
in
yeah.
work like 10 hours a day and come back. So that's what I'm used to, I guess. So then I'm like surprised now when guys aren't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It just depends on like what it was like when you were growing up, I suppose. But just for my mum, she'd always be like, Irish men, like they're the worst in terms of wanting everything to be done for them and being like feeling like they're like mammied or like have to be mammied. I'm like, that is oof,
That's so
just,
true.
like,
It's
yeah.
actually so true. So true. What's the best way to subtly show or tell a man you're not interested?
Oh.
subtly. That's so hard.
I think that's hard. I wouldn't be able to do that.
How do you do that? Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I'm also delusional though, and I feel like if someone was even just texting me, I'd be like, they're in love with me. They obviously want
subtly
me.
say you're not interested. That's like
I would need a straightforward, like, listen.
yeah,
I
or
prefer
else
to be
if you
friends.
say it subtly, then the other person's gonna be like, well, so like, is there still somewhat of a chance?
Yeah. Is the door ajar?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
door agar, like.
Hagar. Do you know those like horrible sayings that like people would use, like say for like booze? You can have some booze.
I did not expect you to say that. That's not that bad, booze.
What?
I
But like,
hate.
oh, there's booze in the fridge. You'd be like, oh, okay.
When people go, my mammy always says it. She's like, "What booze are you drinking tonight?"
Oh.
Booze.
You
Yeah,
know, my mom actually always says,
What?
she goes, when something is working out for her, or if we're like going fast, or we're working on schedule, she goes, we're sucking diesel.
Oh!
Who says that? I know someone that
I
says
hate
that.
that.
I can't remember, but like
Definitely Ella
they'd
Dunn,
say it
like,
and it'd be like, what does that
sucking
even
diesel.
mean? Yeah.
Who? No. There's
Sucking
another.
diesel.
There's another one that is awful. Oh, fuck off. Yeah. So suddenly, I would probably just.
Start leaving on red.
Just,
I
oh my
just-
god, you could
yeah.
put like little like clues everywhere, little sticky
you
pads.
could leave little
That's-
notes in
little
their
notepads
books.
that like stuff that annoys you about them, and then they like, and then they'd be like, "Was this
Your breath
you?
smells.
Was this you that left?" You'd be like, "No, it wasn't me." And they'd be like, that would be very subtle if they're just like around the gap in like sticky notes.
If you like lived with someone and like you're in a really happy relationship, and to like avoid like a massive fight, you could just leave a sticky note on the wall being like, "You're really messy. Can you clean up?"
Or like do stuff that around the house that you know that they don't like. I know
Yeah,
that's just
yeah,
actually
yeah,
that's just
yeah.
like mean. I don't know. That's not saying suddenly you don't like something. That's just to be like,
That's like a passive aggressive.
yeah, or like putting like salt in their milk or something, or like salt in the. I don't
That
know.
would get them.
Oh, that would shut them up. It's not like a problem that makes me want to leave. Just kind of an intrusive thought that comes back a lot and makes me feel guilty for kind of thinking about it or doubting stuff. Even though I think it's healthy to question why you're in a relationship now and again, to make sure it's still what you want, the thought comes back a lot and it's hard ignoring it. Have you guys experienced this in your relationship? And if so, what has helped? I really like him and just want to be less scared of staying with him. The gist of it is, have you ever doubted a relationship, and how do you know whether you should keep going or if it's worth working at, or if you should leave them? If you're together a short amount of time and you're having those doubts, maybe it's like not worth pursuing. I'm very head on. I'm obsessed with that person. I will be obsessed with that person until they do me so wrong or burn me out.
Yeah, okay.
I will be like obsessed with that person
yeah.
all the time. That person is on a pedestal for me all the
Oh,
time.
Right, yeah.
Like, but obviously, as I said, until they do me wrong or they burn me out.
I don't understand that question at all. Sorry, I'm back
You
here
don't
in
know
La La
that.
Land.
You don't.
I swear to God, I was like,
Ty is fucking over this podcast. He's not interested at all. He hates relationships.
that question sent me to fucking Spain.
If you're having doubts in your relationship,
But even in that message, she goes, I like them. You weren't like, oh, I love them so much. So I feel like maybe, no, nip it in the bud there.
yeah,
sissy.
maybe nip it in the bud. Like, I feel like if you're having
She's like, they're
doubts,
grand, but
but
It
yeah,
depends how long they've been going out for her to be feeling
Doubting.
that. Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't think you should be having doubts so early on.
Yeah, exactly.
you know, like,
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
no,
not.
yeah.
because like getting early when you're like going out early on, you're like, oh my god, like I'm gonna marry you tomorrow.
But all the hormones are pumping, so you
Yeah.
actually can't, your brain
Pumping.
Pumping.
So
boy.
even if there
Yeah.
are red flags, your brain can't comprehend them because all you want to do is procreate with the person. So
Yeah.
you're ignoring everything bad about them. You're just like, I want to make a child with you right now.
Procreate. That's the app I have on my iPad to draw.
What does it do?
Oh, is it?
Procreate. What do you mean by procreate?
Like reproduce children?
have sex.
Yeah, it's like have sexy time. So it's like an instinctual, like a primal instinct to want to, when you first start seeing someone and you do have a chemical reaction there, you are like, I'm so obsessed with you. And then obviously after you've gotten all that sex out of your system and you are using protection and you don't reproduce, then it's like you start to seal the real version of each other and whether you are going to pursue it as a long-term thing or not. And then the
Hey.
only blockers from that going further is either miscommunication or if one person falls out of love.
If that person isn't like giving you that open space to be like vulnerable and like communicate with them properly, then it's like that's obviously inevitable that that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's that?
It's Kitty!
No way!
Get into me!
You! Get in here, you laddie!
Yeah.
You!
Hey! Hey, Kitty!
Hey,
my God,
Jimmy.
Simon,
Speaking
you're
of Dibble,
going
we've
crazy.
just been
Roasted.
bitching about you for the
Yeah.
past
Yeah,
hour.
I knew he would be. Sure, that's the only reason he's on here, isn't it?
We'll leave it there, guys.
Love.
Okay, adios.
Adios.
Thanks so much to Ty and Kimmy.
Yeah, for Ty and Kimmy.